Hello. I'm back on the internet. Beach vacation is over. Back to Brooklyn. So, what I got up to yesterday, I think, was just pushing on right, this execute with struct args case. And I think it looks like I broke some stuff in my actual web app, which is fine, because I bailed about halfway through a refactor. And the stuff that I broke was about serializing nullable arguments, which, like, before, I would just serialize them to their, or I would just sort of read from Postgres a null and, like, coerce it into, like, a 0 or an empty string or something. And now I'm raising. I'm saying, like, I got a null, but, like, the data type is insisting on having non-null data. Like, there's this assertion here, expect a non-null value, got null. I bet that's what that means. I'm not sure exactly if it's obvious what the situation is, but it's almost certainly about to do completed at. So I could just fix that real quick, but I think it makes more sense to finish the refactor. This is like, oh yeah, I also like futzed with my, I was trying to debug that. I futzed with my Docker setup because I was getting weird stuff in my terminal, and now I have like better, I have like history, life is good here. What have I got? This is fine. Clean up Docker setup. Oops. Right, I'm on this weird branch. Okay, so I was gonna keep pushing on this refactor, and the way to work on this refactor was, oh yeah, I was reading about how other people in the beta use macros, but that is not pertinent. It's this. I want to look for executes that do anything other than begins and rollbacks. Yep, this is about right. One exciting thing is I think I've got like a pretty good idea to do something like this. I think this might be like tractable syntax, and that I can have this like tuple of that's gonna take like constant var args params and make them into a struct. And here we wouldn't use $123, but we probably use like x1, x2, x3 or something. But that is probably, again, a good thing to do after this current refactor is done. What was I going to mess around with in here? This execute has no return type. These executes are uninteresting. This one is using struct args. Oh, I might have, that's right. I got to like the interesting stuff. I got to like the one in like a SQL select or something. And I was gonna like then push things a level higher, cause right, we're messing around with these prepared args now. Alright. Yeah, and this is where things get much more tricky. I feel like delete. I think insert. Insert is the right one to go first. Because we have this like very generous situation in insert where there's no where. We've just got a couple just got a couple little bits in here. Yeah. So let's play with insert. Let's make this happen. Okay, let's look at the spec for insert. So in here, oh man, this is great. I think we can just do away with like this whole ugly 2-SQL insert args, I think we probably just don't need that anymore. Right, because all this was doing was like flattening all the arguments in order out into an array. We're done with that. We'll just like... This will be like much cuter. This is like height. Nickname. Favorite ice cream flavor ID. Yeah. Okay, maybe this is worthwhile. This isn't a ton of specs, right? It's just like 80 lines. I'll read through these and maybe I'll try to like fix this business to make this reasonable. And I'll just try to get these tests to pass. That sounds like a neat move. Okay, and I think I'm gonna just cut this spec entirely. This is like no longer applicable. And then this is like the interesting one that does the real business. So in here, I want to like, I run the insert with this test user. Cool. I think passing in the pointer was not really necessary because I think the compiler is designed to be clever about either passing in a const reference or the actual struct. And like the calling convention will make that, make them like effectively indistinguishable is the promise. Okay, and here we're pulling this out. Alright, and what do I want to do here? I mean, this spec looks like it mostly just works, right? I can use this to like execute with struct args. Yeah, why not, right? Okay, cool. And we pull it out and we make sure the user email is identical. Life is good. We're happy here. Great. So if I think that this should currently pass and this should fail if I just build. We parse the declaration. So this instead. Isn't this like legal? What am I doing wrong here? Oh, I think this needs a semicolon. Unexpected end of input and code block. Where am I? Insert spec, line 65. Well, I must have deleted this wrong. Yeah. Okay, right. This is like a different describe block from this one. Okay. That seems about right there. Oh man, I gotta get rid of this like printing. All these ones in main are fine. This is the one that I threw in for debugging. Okay, cool. Failed expectation. Includes value expressions for all fields and the insert type. Expected equal that. Got bam. Perfect. Cool. Okay, great. I love it. So now over here, I'm gonna just make my spec screen. So this SQL expression gets built where? Here? Yeah, okay, cool. And yeah, I mean, I just want to use the names instead of the indices, right? Yeah? Is that pretty much it? And then, so this is no longer, if I make this with struct args, alright, so I'm going to pull this out, got noisy here. This is now going to be insert. Yeah. I might be fine with this being a pointer. I might not. I'm not sure yet. This needs to be constant. This needs to be constant. And I might need to like an insert run on this. It's like sometimes a little fuzzy. Okay. And then yeah, I think this seems like about like what I want. What happens now? Ooh. This needs to be execute with struct args. Is that what it's called? Yeah. And what did I get wrong? Execute with struct args, connection, result type command. Right, what's wrong with this? Oh, this needs to be double colon. Why is it not a bakeable literal result type? It's a struct. Let me dereference this in case that's the problem, and I just gave myself like a terrible... I did! I just gave myself a terrible error message. Okay, I'll start by dereferencing, but I bet what we're going to want to do here is just make this not even a pointer. Where do we even call this from? Nowhere! Let's just get rid of this pointer. This is not helping anything. That's from... I think maybe I'll bring this back, as this is like a pointer as like a premature performance optimization from when I had like very little understanding of how this language worked. And I don't know. Everything is so fast, everything is so little in everything I'm doing that like what do I know about performance for now? So I'm just gonna like not worry about pointers for performance improvements yet. Okay. Now if I just cut those pointers. Oh yeah, my build was like already green, wasn't it? Oh, whoops. Where is that copy mutable fields? Yeah, this does need to be a pointer, but that does not. Incredible. I love it. Okay, that's easy. So this we're good. This works. We just got to delete some code. What else can I delete in here? I think I can cut this. I think I can cut this. Let me grab this, but then cut, and get rid of you. This abstraction always was a real bummer to me. Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah, I had some real problems with implementing this thing. And now I don't need it. Cool. Okay. What did I do? I deleted this irrelevant thing. Tweaked the expected behavior. Got rid of some stars. Deleted some dead code. Execute with struct args on SQL insert. Cool. What's next? SQL, I don't know, delete has a where, update it. Oh, hi. How's it going? So the reason these ones get trickier is because messing with SQL wheres is going to kind of blow everything up, I think. I think it's going to be hard to do that incrementally. And I think it's going to want me to pull out. This is what I've been like sort of waiting for. So I'm just pushing this refactor through that is like using this new execute with struct args. But in order to facilitate execute with struct args, I do this parse command business. And I think that as I do some like, SQL snippet algebra or whatever in here, right? So like to compute the correct SQL expression for SQL execute, for SQL delete, I mean, to execute it, I need to like merge together. I guess here I just have the where, which is pretty easy, but I need to be able to make the where be a string, which means I'm gonna need to do some parsing, and so I'm gonna need to pull this stuff out. Yeah, maybe it's time for just like a SQL. Yeah, I don't know. What do I want to throw this? I don't know. SQL statement. I don't love that name, but whatever. Maybe I'll just call it like parse SQL statement. Just like parse SQL, let's call it. That sounds good. Okay, so parse SQL is going to handle. Let me get rid of some of these buffers that aren't helping me. It's going to just pull out this stuff. And this wants to now be parse SQL. Great. Do I call parse command recursively in here? No. Okay. Great. Okay. And then I think we got some funny. I think command component is like defined in here still, right? Yeah. Pull that out. Pull that up here. And now this probably wants to be SQL component or like SQL token. SQL. Just call it SQL component. Why not? Cool. Call it SQL component. Yep. Okay, this seems reasonable. Yeah. Let me make sure things still work with this refactor. Oh. 1.5? What did I break? Oh yeah, the comma. Oh, did I not run my code after I last? Whoops. Main import. Okay, cool. This feels great. Alright, and what was the point of this was to be able to get to SQL where and rewrite the toString behavior. Where critically, this gets substantially harder. Alright, so let's just, I think we gotta like eat the whole elephant now. What do we do in here? Alright, so this joins, converts to strings. This is actually hitting the database? I feel like this wants to move into SQL select. Right? Yeah. Maybe I'll pull some of this out to SQL select. It seems like the wrong abstraction. The wrong level. Let me do that. Alright, what does this look like? This is messing with args and toStringing stuff. This all seems like the correct level of abstraction for what where it gets up to. Okay, great. So I'm gonna say id equals id with struct has an id of an int. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm just gonna start rewriting. Everything is gonna break, and that is fine. We'll call it like args. That'll be a type. This is gonna be args. We'll be using them, and I think this is good. This is good. I don't think that has to be. I think that's redundant. Okay. This is gone, and now we have left, which is left-hand side where dot args. Or really just that, right? I think this is all we need. Maybe these want to be pointers, but maybe not. I think I'm not pointers for now. Oh, they're pointers here. Sure, let's leave them pointers. Okay, okay. This type is no longer even a thing. Yeah? This type is no longer a thing. Result dot left gets left hand side. Result dot right. Right hand side. What am I doing calling these LNR? Let me just call it left and right. Or I don't know, we have like, I'll call them left hand side, right hand side. That seems like nonsense, but great. We did it. I think that's all we need to do. Oh, and then in here we got to do some rewriting of stuff. Yeah, okay. Alright, so this is where we got to parse the left-hand side components and the right-hand side components and do some work. And we probably need to do that statically? Let's see where we get tripped up. Okay, so cool. Okay, so we want basically this at the end of the day, but now we need to go and iterate over all the tokens from the left-hand side, all the placeholders, and prefix them with left-hand side, and do the same in all the things on the right-hand side. Because now we're joining these structs together with args. It's gonna have to happen that way. So okay, print to builder, string builder, open paren. Very exciting. Okay, now for left-hand side component in parse SQL of left-hand side SQL where dot to string. It's going to be doing a bunch of allocations, and it's like sort of some nonsense recursion, but maybe I'll get this working recursively, and then we can do it imperatively. We can do it iteratively later, if that makes more sense. Okay, so if LHS dot kind equals, I think I want like a complete in here. Okay, so if the kind is SQL, then we just want to print to builder the SQL. Left-hand side component dot, oh, I gotta do a cast, right? Cast pointer. Why am I using this? It's a module.j here. Oh, do they always have a... They just always got a start index and a count. Yeah? Okay, great. So I don't have to do that. Slice of... great, okay, so left-hand side SQL gets this. left-hand side string from left-hand side component. Man, I don't know. This seems like a lot of left-hand sides that are unnecessary, but start index to count. Great. And if we have a placeholder, we need to do a prefix. Well, we need like the colon and then a prefix and then everything else. Yep, great. Okay, cool. Let me actually find a... That's not right. I wanted to look here for like a colon. It's nowhere. Is this just like hard-coded? Yeah, okay. Let's call this like some constant, right? Set that constant. And here I'll say begins with remainder, that prefix. Cool. And they can check out all the other business. Alright, so then if we got a placeholder, then we want to print the placeholder. This is going to be fun. I guess we need to do this either way, but it'll be sort of disorienting to do it differently. It's got to be percent and placeholder prefix. Cool. And then next we need to print. Oh yeah, this is easy. This is just left-hand side dot. Okay, that seems pretty good. And then we'll print out... Yeah, we might as well just do the whole thing in one, right? That slice. And maybe I'll call this like component string. Like slice this out. I don't need the first one. Great. Okay, that feels a little bit better. Is this even a little bit legible? Yeah. Okay, cool. So, I love it. If we just get regular SQL, we're just like sneaking in the component string. We're just like chugging through. But every time we encounter a placeholder, we prefix it with left-hand side dot. That feels great. And then really we gotta do the same for right-hand side. And I think copy pasta is the answer here. Okay, that feels awesome. I'm a huge fan of this strategy. And then we gotta print a close paren at the end. And then return the result. This feels pretty good. I bet this breaks a lot of stuff though. Breaks a ton. Complete? Isn't that what it's called? Oh, the complete's gotta come first. What, didn't I change that? Oh, I didn't. Copy pasta. Okay, now I gotta fix all the args counts. Get rid of you. Looks like I'm probably gonna have to do a ton of this, aren't I? Well, let's see. Let's see. Dang. We're gonna have some problems to even get this to build, aren't we? Yeah. Let's find all these wares, start messing with them. I wonder, man, should I think I should. I think here I'm gonna create like a SQL where with args, with struct args, just like I did with the other stuff, because it's like just enough of this. I don't know, maybe that's not too many. Then I'll just commit. Alright, we get IDs as an array. We get ID equals ID. This is a struct. That, and this dot ID gets set. Wait, although, where did I do this IDs array? Yeah, this I should say IDs equals. Okay, cool. That does feel nice though, right? Doesn't that feel good? And this feels like a really delightful, oops. Oops. Sorry, dog. I just bumped Charlie with my foot. She'll survive, though. Alright. Okay, and so here, maybe, SQLware... Can you do this? Can you be like... It's just like an empty struct or like void or something? Seems fine, right? I bet that's like... You're just empty by default, right? No need for that 0. Maybe that'll work. Could happen. This feels like progress. All this args 0 business. It's gonna get much cleaner. It's gonna be very clean. It does feel like an odd way. I wonder if I'm doing something wrong here. Sort of like a type decorated with a type. It's types, types, types. Seems a little circular. I bet I'll find ways to clean this up and have to do this over and over and over again. Oh, and you know what's gonna happen? This is like isn't gonna build anyway. Whatever. I'll figure it out. We're like halfway done. We're moving. Okay. This one's good. This one is not. I wonder if, like at one point I was thinking about making this, when it was just like an args count, I was wondering maybe I should make the args count be like generated or like inferred from the number of question marks. I wonder if like some of this struct could be just like find all these placeholders and like generated like a polymorphic struct with like types for each that are to be filled in later. That sounds pretty rough. If this takes off, if this like lands, if I'm pretty happy with this later on, which I'm feeling pretty good about, I could buy that will want to like auto-generate this type inferred based on stuff. And then like I wonder if you'll be able to make this optional, and in like obvious cases these would just get like deduced, these get like figured out for you. Could be nice. Okay, this is no longer correct. This wants to be ID equals ID, or oof, this is something complicated. ID is now left-hand side dot ID, and birthday is between right-hand side dot start date and left-hand side, right-hand side dot end date. That's about what I want. Okay, and now I don't need all this nonsense, but I do need some left-hand side and right-hand sides. Args dot left-hand side dot ID. Args dot right-hand side dot start date. And args dot right-hand side dot end date. Yeah, okay. Now this is gonna get gnarly. Oh, I forgot to, whoops. Gotta replace these question marks with like variable names. At the very least, it seems like this we could like where you declare the SQL where type, like scan to make sure that like the right hand side struct is compatible with these placeholders that are specified. Maybe I'll say color ID for these. That sounds about right. Okay. Alright, now this is going to be pretty hard to read. So this ID is just going to be left-hand side dot ID. And now this is going to be right-hand side dot left-hand side dot start date and end date. And this is now going to be left-hand side dot left-hand side, no, right-hand side dot right-hand side dot left-hand side dot color ID, and this one is going to be all right-hand sides. Okay, that seems about right. I'm comfortable with this. And now this gets ugly too. For one thing, I'm just gonna get rid of all this nonsense because this is none of that is correct. Args dot something, left hand side dot ID, right hand side, left hand side dot start date. End date. Color ID, and then this whole thing, but swapping out an LHS for an RHS. Alright, this is inscrutable, but I think that this is like fairly readable, and I think I feel pretty comfortable with it. Yeah, okay, this seems fine. And I'll leave this blocked out for now. I think this generates plausible SQL expressions. Okay. Feels good. This one. Feels pretty good. That works. It's in. Where do I use this? Nowhere. That was easy. Alright, where did I get to? That one seems updated. This one seems like this has to be IDs. And this wants to be struct. That, and this wants to be IDs. I think I love this, especially because all these any arrays, in addition to being like hard to work with, were also, I don't know, it's like less memory efficient. It's like pointers and mutability become problems, and this is good. This feels good. This feels good. All right, what do we have with this with ID? We already fixed that one. What didn't we like? Didn't we like nail this? Can't this just be like with ID? Yeah. What's happening in here? This also just wants to be with ID. Is this defined in some context? No, it's like right on the open. I'm new to Twitch. I don't know what lurk means that way. Am I being lurked? Oh, cool. Got it. Thanks for explaining. Clearly very new to this still. I'll just keep babbling. Alright, this wants to be ID. Alright, what's next? What's next? This one seems updated. This one's updated. This is updated. This one, cast. I never use this? I never use this. Just cut that out of there. I think we're just about done. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, this args, this is gonna be a problem. Let's get that out of here. Yeah, all this is about to fall apart, isn't it? Well, we'll see. We'll see how bad it gets. I might just have to do this all in a big bang. That would suck. That would be poor planning on my part. But sometimes you make a big mess. What have we got here? Okay, I'm kind of to the end. Let's see what happens. Maybe I can see if my where specs pass. Maybe like I'll get that far. What am I on line 25? I have a typo inside the very spec file that I was hoping would be the only part of my build that's green. Uh-huh. Alright, SQL delete. We'll just like break it for now. Get that out of there. I think I've got like a way better null object pattern too. Get that out of there. Get that out of there. Where does args count still happen? SQL update. Probably don't want that anymore, do I? Uh-huh. Let's just like squish this out of here. Ooh, I really break stuff. Okay, okay, what's happening here? SQL update.j 83. Oops. Huh? This line 83? 4. Oh, where did args? There is no args. Get that out of there. Cool. Okay, the specs are running. That's good. I don't know, let me just like throw some logs into SQL where spec to make sure that we're running them. And if we're running these and they're passing, life is good. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Nope. Nope. Looks like we're not making it to these specs yet, so we can't have much faith that this is actually working. But what can you do? Okay, syntax error at or near colon. Yeah, because we're calling all the wrong stuff. That's fair. Maybe I'll like comment out the specs that are known to not possibly work. This seems like a fine one to get rid of. Certainly SQL insert. Oh, delete passes, doesn't it? So it's going to be insert, it's going to be select, it's going to be update. Now what's going on? SQL delete. I thought delete was the one that worked. Oh no, this takes a where. It was insert that we built. Okay, now it's happening. Repo.j. How did that happen? I thought we fixed this already. Well. What am I doing wrong here? Want an given string. Oh, dang. I see a downside to this any plan. Huh. Can I be like... That seems bad. But I think I know what I can do. This is going to be SQL where ID equals ID. Like a one of these. One of these. That seems fine. It's like a little clunky, but it's not too bad. I think this is not really helping anything. I'm gonna get rid of it. And here I have like a record.id type. It's probably what I want here. Right. That sounds about right, yeah. That sounds better than what I had before. And where else is like with ID here? This probably wants to be a SQL where the same, right? That feels better. That feels like more descriptive. Alright, what did I get wrong? IDT. There we go. Okay. Has many spec. Type on an int. Type given any. Ah! Cool. That's fun. Same thing here in belongs to spec. And in what? It's gonna be all over the place, isn't it? Nested preloader. Okay, now SQL select just like fully crashes us now. Yikes. Where am I? Should I just like comment out all this business for now? Seems appropriate. Just like one thing at a time. No. Still not happening. Okay. I think I can just delete all the prepare SQL placeholders for arg's business, right? I'm just going to delete this completely. And then, right, because I moved this in, like this is no longer necessary. Yeah, okay. Here, gotta make from be known from before. Don't need that. And that's not a thing anymore. And here, I want to just pass in the where. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, cool. What do we got here? I think I can just like delete this whole file. Here, cut this. I don't know if this is necessary anymore. Right, because this, is this where we... No, we might still need this. Select from where? Okay. Alright, what else have we got? That, get rid of. This we no longer need. This is now just expression string, which is a constant, and this we pass in where. Okay, that sounds pretty manageable. What's left? SQL update. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that and that. Yeah, let me just... Ugh. Yeah, we got SQL where. I think we need table name to be constant. But that seems reasonable. Get a constant here. I'm feeling very concerned about all these changes that I'm making. Might really blow stuff up. Get rid of that. This just now wants to be the where and the update. Yeah, this is gonna be super weird. Let's just call where. Whatever. Let's see. Let me just make this like no op, right? Alright, SQL execute got deleted. Now what? SQL select to string, attempt to use a variable from outer stack frame. Okay. Oh yeah, I see. Yep. So this really wants to be like a where type. And this wants to be this where. And this wants to say, yeah, that's fine still. I'm getting there. Has many 36. Okay, so has many source repo dot id type. Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. And this wants to have the same, oops. This wants to have the same type here. No. Yes? Seems plausible. Where else do we have any? Not in this file, but we're almost certainly going to have it in belongs to. Yes, so this probably wants to now be similarly belongs to dot destination repo dot ID type. And this wants to be that same fancy type. That feels pretty good. Now what's wrong? SQL where, SQL delete, prepared SQL, and args, SQL where spec. And then 18. What do I want this to be? This is and. Yeah, I guess. Okay. Now what? Another one. SQL where, line 53. These all want to be and. Is that what I called it? I did. Okay. Oh man, I'm forgetting the ands. In here, I need the parentheses and the ands, right? Huh. That looks like it's got to be something I did wrong, right? What did I do? Right hand side string. This should be RHS. I'm shocked that none of my things needed at constant time, at compile time, changes blew up. That's shocking to me. I'm pretty happy that that worked out the way that it did, at least so far. Okay, all these are on SQL delete. Clearly I'm still calling something prepared SQL. Here, I'm just gonna hack my way to green. Just return false. Wow. Okay. The where tests pass. Let me like squint this into something plausible. This is what I used to say. Delete from where dot to string. Yeah. And really, this should be unsupported. Okay, let's try this delete spec. I don't think I want to support the unbounded SQL delete execute. Let's like bring this back, see what happens. What goes wrong? How do we fall apart here? Delete from users where email like email pattern. Fatal error, syntax error at or near colon. Alright. That is because we're not doing execute with struct args. What are we doing here? Oh yeah, we need a return type. Is it time? Is it time to break this up into pieces? Sorry, notifications break. Okay, I think this is one of the annoying ones where we don't have a return type specified, and so it's going to be kind of annoying to fix. So maybe it's time to do that. Right, so we don't have a we don't have a version of this that has no result type. Let's just do it. I think we're due. Alright, what's this gonna look like? Execute with struct args con pg con no result type command string args type, and there's just a bool. Alright, and I likely want to copy this modify in here. Although maybe I don't need that because I'll like resolve to some shared helpers here. Okay. What all do I need here? Okay, so pooling, sending the okay, so I probably just want to copy the behavior from before, right? Where I have like a send query, check query result, get results. That seems like reasonable, right? And in one I just send and check, and the other I just send, check, and get results. That seems cool. Although maybe I'll sneak this checking of results into the send query. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so it'll be like send query with struct args is gonna be what happens in send query now. Command args, cool. And it returns a PG result. Okay, cool. So it seems like this is the natural space to sneak in that modify, because here's where we're actually going to be like digging into the into like this args type. That feels pretty good. Yeah, okay, cool. So here's where we need the pool and the allocator, because here's where we're going to be like allocating these arguments, doing a whole bunch of work, calling exec result. Okay. Yeah? What does send query do afterwards? So it's pushing this, it's building up all the C strings, it's calling pq exec params, and that's all. And then it just returns null. In what even case is this? If it didn't get here? That seems just like an oversight. Alright, cool. Great. This feels good. Okay. Don't need that. Okay, so now in this existing version of execute with struct args, I can start cutting some stuff out. Cut this out, cut out anything about a pool, and up until we set exec result, I can cut. And now this is going to be send query with struct args using con and command and args. That was easy. Okay, let me pull this down. This seems like the wrong spot for this function, this procedure. I think I want it to be down with send query. Great, and then check query result I think can be like unchanged, right? It just looks at the result and like checks its status and makes sure that it hit an OK status code. We should probably throw that in. This feels fine. Alright, yeah, okay, and let me just like copy this whole thing. This seems like a reasonable choice. Call this query result. This feels good, this feels good. Okay. Alright, and now all I want to do here is right? Check query result. Let's just do this business. Yeah, this is great. Cool. Okay. What happens now? Oh, I think I still need to do that. Yeah, that's good, right? Oh, no type. No type. Where am I? Line 63? It was a typo. Classic. Oh, was that wrong? 125? Alright. Now what? Connection command where? Expression is not a bakeable literal. Is there like a pointer thing happening here? So struct args, command args. What's going wrong here? On line 11, a SQL delete. We call this with a connection, a command that's certainly a baked string, and a where that's certainly a struct, right? Missing args. Oh, am I like too ambiguous now with my getting clever with like is this fighting with like are multiple variants of these colliding with each other? So here we take a type and a string. And here we take a string and a whatever. Those should not collide. That should not be possible. Oh, you know what? I bet I've missed the colon. Yep. Cool. Value bake, but this expression is not a bakeable literal. Isn't it? Where am I? Line 64? I don't know, like a line 125? Huh? But this expression is not a bakeable literal. This type is a pointer to a SQL where. Oh, am I passing in a pointer to the where? No. Where do I have a pointer? Where do I have pointers? Not here. It must be inside of the SQL delete. Is it that one? Hey! Alright. Found it. I found the degenerate pointer. And life is good for SQL delete. Okay, what's next? I think update's the hardest. Because we gotta merge params from the where clause and from the like updates. I think select is gonna be the next most approachable one. Let's mess around with SQL select. So in here, did I do any like hacky nonsense? I'll just like run it, see what happens. Okay. Cool. We have. Oh yeah. I think I'm not. I'm not calling the right version of execute here, right? So this wants to be execute. Yeah. Okay. With struct args. Awesome. Expression string is a constant. This where is almost certainly a pointer, yeah? Yeah, get out of here. What else? What else? That one's not necessarily a pointer. What? What was I thinking with these, huh? Man, this is gonna be really annoying. Oh well. I'm not gonna want that. I'm not gonna want this. Not gonna want this. Or this. Oh yeah, and this was like maybe I introduced this bug when I deleted the pointer stuff. But this might have been like breaking a lot of my things if I was passing around like pointer to where types instead of whatever. If I was putting around pointers to where and trying to like inspect those types instead of being able to just consume the actual types directly. Okay. Hey! SQL select looks good. Okay. Cool. What's next? SQL update? No, that's the hardest one. Is this one back? Is this one back? Is this one back? Alright, order the hard one. Okay. So wherever we update these, we are always passing pointers, and that's like some nonsense. Don't want to be doing that. That was a poor choice. Okay, I think, right? Oh, I don't know. Do we want... I think we don't want to pass these pointers. I think we want these to be like the real types. Right, because we have like better than null. We have like this concept of this empty SQL where. This life is pretty good here. We have expression string here as a constant. We have execute with struct args that we can pass. But we need this thing here. Okay, so args is gonna be of type a struct with like the update. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need to like rewrite stuff. Like here, update, set, and then here I need to get like clever. Okay, so now for update, what did I call it? Component? In SQL where I do this, and I called it component, sure. Update component in parse SQL of that. I want to say prass. That from update component dot start index to update component dot count if complete. Update component dot kind. If it's SQL, we just print it. Case placeholder. We want to mess with it and do dot updates. Cool. Great, great, great. Now, I think I need to sneak in a I don't need a semicolon. I think I'll say here, if the where string is an empty string, I'll just return. Otherwise, expression string builder, where, and now I gotta do something very similar to this for the where business. And instead of sneaking in as update, I'll sneak it there as where. Okay, this feels pretty good. And now I can return print to builder to string on expression string builder. Okay, great. We have this. Okay, and now we still have to glue these pieces together. So I can say args gets a struct of what did I call them? It has a update and it has a where. And so this update is going to be of type update. Where is going to be type where. Ours update gets update. Ours where gets where. And then, yeah? Okay, this seems like this can't quite be right. This can't be, that seems too easy to be true. Undeclared identifier where. Did I call it SQL where? Yeah. Where am I? SQL update spec. Oh, did I miss this one? Must have. Oh yeah, these all, anywhere I had string builder, I need to make it expression string builder. Was it just the one? No. What did I lose? This wants to be where string. Whew. This is going great. Oh, set immediately goes, huh, that seems wrong. Cool, so I think I need to actually clean up some of this code now. I think this is now, is this dead yet? Yeah. Don't think I need that either. That and that can all go. Wow, this feels so much cleaner. What's left? What's left? What's left? This now wants to be that equals colon that for it.name. Oh. Paid. Yeah, get this out of here. This doesn't need to do anything anymore. Unexpected end of inbook. Tuple. Oh, I deleted too hard. Woo! We're getting somewhere. Okay, SQL expression. Yeah, of course, because these are no longer. I wonder. Whew. Is this refactor done? Delete is all back. Insert is all back. Select is all back. Update is all the way back. Oh, what is this? Oh yeah, this, I don't know, does this work? You can just try it. Nope, type mismatch, email like. What am I on? Yeah, why not? I don't want that anymore. Right? I think that's right. I think SQL or and might still take pointers. But it doesn't have to. Yeah, alright, well. Alright. I think we're back. What did we do? I wonder, does the web server work again? Nope. Not that far, but we did a lot, huh? Do we still have anything that's entirely... Oh yeah, the relations. Let's get to the relations. Belongs to spec. What happens here? Hey! That's what you love to see. And this one? Does it just work as well? Ah, it just works as well. How about repo spec? Wow. Pose preloader? Oh. Wow. If this is the kind of bug I have to fix, this is good. This is very straightforward. Okay. Let's see. Do I have any massive comment out blocks? No, just increased readability. Oh man, this is such a great feeling. That was deleted. Yeah, SQL execute is nonsense now. It's no more. 2SQL update args is no more. Yeah. I feel like this is a solid improvement. This is like a meaningful enhancement. Things are substantively better. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Everything else. Execute with struct args. Okay, what is left? So I think now all of these executes like a 2-parameter execute allowed yet. Got a 4, 3, 4. Okay, we need a 2. But it'll be just like this. Yeah. Oh, it'll just like delegate to here. What's in here? Oh yeah, and we got some of these that take these like tuple-y looking things that I haven't figured out what to do with yet. Alright, so let's figure out everywhere that we do like execute connection begin, these can all change to execute with struct args. Connection begin, yes. And rollback can likewise, yes. Okay, now where do we call execute? In this spec, that's tuple-y, tuple looking. How about this one? Yeah, yeah. Oh, this one could change. I just didn't wanna, huh? How am I doing? Undeclared identifier empty args? Isn't this a thing? Oh, I see. Is that gonna work? Oh yeah, okay. Execute with struct args. Alright. This one can be execute with struct args. no longer care about results here. Yeah. This one, I can just say ID, user with to-dos. Uh-oh. Right. Great. Excellent. Fantastic. Okay, this is not interesting. This one is the tuple problem. Tuples. 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 Uh-huh. 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 Okay. Apply, execute with struct args almost everywhere. Alright, and now I think, like, is it tuple time? I think it might be tuple time. Kind of like saying that word. It's a fun word. Okay, I think that a tuple takes, like, there's a struct which has, like, I don't know, let's call it, like, types. And it's like a type array? Yeah. And then, like, I don't know, insert run. Here, we're gonna, like, for types. What do we want to do? We want to be like print to builder x, and then the index is of type it.name, right? Seems like a reasonable starting point. See what this looks like. Yeah, okay, and then I can do like tuple, I don't know. Like this? Yeah? Okay. And then, so values is an any. We've got type infos. Yeah, so I think we gotta do something like this, like types is gonna be run on. It's gonna return an array of type. Is this at all possible? I bet this isn't gonna work. We'll see. Okay, so for values. So now it has like a type, which is a type info. But There's some stuff in the Discord about this. About casting to and from types and type infos. Where you can almost do like, I don't know. Can you do this? Just like try that. It's like something like this. I'm like scrolling through the Discord right now. I think it was in general. What am I looking for here? Scrolling back, scrolling back. I don't even know exactly what to search for. I think it wasn't questions. I think it was closer to it than I realized. Type info. I'm about to give up. Alright. He says, what's the difference between type and pointer to type info at runtime? The compiler doesn't let you go in reverse with the cast, but you could use a union or cast a pointer, then dereference, etc. Let's just like try this. Yeah? Like do a cast and do a cast. Okay. Array add types type return types. Yeah. I bet there's no chance that this works, but let's see. It's tuple of types. And now for, yeah, okay. Each value, so now I just like print out, so. Okay, so I just like set all the values here. So for, really this isn't values, this is, yeah, it's values, okay, cool. Print to builder, string builder with result dot x, and then the index gets values, the same thing. Okay. This shouldn't have changed anything, right? Alright, let me make a spec for this. Describe tuple. Describe. What do I do with the tuple? I don't know. Tuple of. Is that what I called it? Yeah. And then it like builds like right, yeah. Makes a tuple. The specified arguments. Okay, cool. So let's say tuple gets tuple of 12. Hello. Let's say like float the type and like a null. And I want to expect tuple dot x0 to equal 12. X1 to equal a string hello. Equal x2 to equal float. X3 to equal null. And what do I need to do? I need to import it from main. Import tuple. I think I just typed in some characters into a window that was neither my editor nor my terminal, and I have no idea where they went. Okay, tuple line 22. Not gonna worry about it. Here. Yep. And this should be string. And this here. In the describe here, what does the hash code do? So this is like this is like not exactly what it's for. This language doesn't support the concept of a closure. Let me know if that's like unhelpful jargon. But so the way that like this spec syntax works in like Ruby or JavaScript, which is what I'm most used to, is that in these describe blocks you like define little functions or lambdas or procs or whatever that like capture the containing scope and then describe some test expectations. And it's like a functional programming concept that like really has no place in this level of systems programming or in this language in general. So this language has procedures which are just like, you know, pure functions that cannot depend on any immutable state other than globals. And then they've got this concept of a code block, which is like it can reference stuff outside of itself if you want to, but critically it's just some lines of code. And so the way that my spec, like the test runner that I wrote works is it expects those. So this describe, this is the wrong file. So describe here is a macro, and it takes up to 3 code blocks, one for the body of the test, and a before hook and an after hook. And you can like do this, for example, with a code block. And so what this says is like take the code specified by body and insert it here, but insert internal has the interesting characteristic that it exposes any of these variable bindings to be accessible within the code of body, which is important because so that's basically how I get at like this inner describe can capture its enclosing the context of the fact that it's inside of this other describe tuple, because here we expose this description and then we insert this internally, and then here in this like nested describe we like build up a deeper level of description by referencing this like containing description bit here. and then we do another insert internal, and then the same thing with it. So code is a way of saying, so code is a way to like hook in to say like take whatever I'm about to say and make it a code block. And that's important here for two reasons. One is to be able to hook into this API, but more importantly, if we didn't have this all wrapped up in a code block, it would just like run this code, and then all these lines would evaluate to the result of this last line, which like is like wrong, right? We want to hold off on evaluating any of these lines until this whole block gets inserted. Anyway, so the code, the hash code symbol hooks in to say like don't just like run this behavior, but instead leave it represented as like some lines of code, which we can then insert here or here, for example. Yeah, which I don't know. This I think I kind of like. It's like a cutesy. This is like a pretty cute way to do things. I don't know if it's like the best thing in the universe, but like, I'm having a nice time with it. Okay, tempted to dereference void, but this is not a namespace type. Field was x0. Huh. I don't really know what to make of that. Yeah, we're not even printing anything, are we? Wasn't one of the goals of the lang to have a good time? I mean, yeah, kinda. I think it's supposed to like capture. Oops, man, sorry, Charlie, I didn't mean to kick you. Yeah, I think like joy of programming is like an important part of like the goals of this language for sure. I'm enjoying programming in it. Okay, so yeah, this is an invalid cast. That makes sense. Maybe I can like. Oops, dang. So the tips that he suggested to get from a type info back to a type, it looks like some funny business, right? So we can do like type info or type is like a struct. How do you do unions in J? How do we get to like unions? A, B, C, type. Okay. So this is a union of either type info pointer is type info or type is a type. Okay, and I think I want to say here. I don't know. The internet suggested this might work. It seems like a bit of a nightmare. Bummer. Tuple : void. Why is it just void? It shouldn't just be void. Bummer. What's happening here? What do we got for values? This wants to be dot type, doesn't it? What am I doing here? What am I doing wrong here? So values is like constant time known. It's any's. Shouldn't I be able to mess with this? How am I getting that tuple void but not the other thing? What's happening here? Right, like for me to possibly have a result of a type. Oh, is this? Yeah, okay. This is gonna be tough to express. It's gonna return a tuple of like this whole thing. Yikes. So how do I fill this? This is the real problem. Yeah, I think that this is gonna run into the same kinds of problems that I've been running into forever. I'm gonna bail. I think I'm gonna bail on this plan. Bummer. I still feel like tuples would be a really neat feature for this language, but I just think we need to, I think modify procs need to work a little bit better. I think that's the problem. I think I lack, I just deleted all that code, didn't I? The hard thing is that like defining the return type of like a tuple builder it was just not gonna happen. And so like in order to consume a tuple, it would just be like exceedingly verbose. You'd have to declare the tuple type and then build it up from scratch yourself. And it would just be like a really rough time. I'm gonna take a bio break. I'll be back in about 5 minutes, or probably much less, probably 1 or 2 minutes. Hello. Okay. What's next? I think I've ruled out tuples. I think they're just like a bad time. Not very welcoming right now. Hard without better modify semantics. The problem is like tuple of needs to have some signature of like, I don't know. You can do this, but like what do you put as the return type? Right? So even if like tuple is some struct that takes like you know, types and like fills it in the way that I had it, which I think was pretty promising. Even if we have this, like, so here we need to like pluck the types out from this any, and in like an entire like single declarative statement, we need to be able to say tuple types equals like something here. And like, I don't think there's a way to express this declaratively. Like, I think the only way to describe this would be like by calling a procedure or something, and you can't, like, that's... I mean, I guess I could try again, but whenever I've tried to mess around with calling procedures from here, it's been a really bad time. So, like, the other thing that you might do is to, like, just have this return some, like, unbounded generic type. And then in a modify, you could, like, say, like, t equals something. But then you run into this real bad problem where what you want to say is, like, t equals, like, tuple, where types equal something. But I think you can't... From my recollection, you can't, like... T's got to be a type info. I feel like even I don't know if you can like construct a new type and like shim it in this way. I think that's like not how this works. Like this has to be set to something that already exists as a type, and like I don't know if you can just like declare a type in here willy-nilly and like run at it. I don't know, maybe that would have been possible, especially with the casting nonsense that I was doing. Because I have to cast from these any types anyway. Should I try bringing it back? Maybe I'll try to bring it back. I'll try to just like see if I can do anything at all here. I'm just gonna leave it empty for now, like see if I can even formulate this. So tuple of is gonna take some args or values of any and return some t with a modify. And here, what I want to do, I want to say types gets like that for values. It's union. We're just gonna have a type info pointer. And it's going to have a type this gets it, and now array add types. And then at the end here, I want to say t gets tuple type info of tuple of types. Yeah, okay. And then result is just going to be a t return result. Yeah, okay. Let me here just like run print making a tuple. One float hello void null print the like tuple type. Let's see if we get anything here. Whoa, that's confusing. Oh, I didn't import a file. Missing semicolons, as usual. Okay, wanted a pointer to type info, given any. Okay, this gotta be a dot type. Declaration of argument requires a value bake, because it's parameter struct. Struct must have their types completely determined compile time. There's a constant. Yeah. Uh-huh. Sounds about right. Okay. So I don't know. Can I sneak a run in here? Attempt to use a variable from outer stack frame. Closures are not supported. Yeah. So even though the values here is like super known. I don't know. Can I do this? I don't know if anything about this is really going to help. Non-constant expression. Really? Huh. Well, yeah, I think that we just like it's gonna be a bad time using modify. Okay, this felt like a good lightweight experiment to make sure I didn't leave any chips on the table or whatever. We tried. This modify is just like modify is like tricky to use, and even with this like magic to convert from a type info pointer back to a type, which I am skeptical of. We're still just gonna have a bad time because like I don't know, this is gonna be like some stack allocated thing. It's not gonna want to sit here. It's just it feels like really bad news. And like a run, even though this is known at compile time, and I would have hoped that the modify could pick it up, it's like not letting us. It's not treating it like constant enough. All right, I'm gonna go back and delete this again. Okay, so I was hoping that that would get us over the hump on the last few places that we're calling execute. Because, like, I don't know, they're just kind of annoying. Like, the places where we don't use this struct args, but instead we just call an execute. It's just, like, kind of, like, cumbersome. So, but, like, I think I'll just, like, what I'll do is, let's create a little anonymous struct. We can just, like, go from here, right? So, like, args to do insert struct of user with some to-dos ID. Cool, get this out of there, do this. And then sneak this as just args. I don't know. What do I want to call this? Insert to do's args. Yeah, okay, great. And then here I'll call execute with struct args. Like the goal here is to remove anywhere where we call execute in the old API. So I can rename the new API. I can delete the old API, rename the new to the old, and then get on with life. Okay. Yep. 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 I don't know. User to select ID and user not to select ID seem like suitable arg names, right? Where else is this used? It's used in like a few spots? Yeah, okay. Okay, this is user to select ID, and this is user not to select ID. Cool. And then, oh, that's kind of nice. These are the same, right? User not to select. It's cute. I don't know if that's like a great idea. And then here, yeah, okay, so insert recommended to do's args gets this. Isnert. Alright, what else have I got? This wants to be with struct args. This wants to be with struct args. This one wants to be with struct args. This one, not yet. But I'll get there. Insert taggings args. And I want to do with taggings ID. Tag 1 ID, tag 2 ID. Great. Let's see how we're doing. What went wrong? Belongs to spec line 80. Uh-huh. Oh, I see. This should have been user with some to-dos ID. This should be user with one to-do ID. Whoa. Where am I? Compose preloader 153. Oh, did I? Yeah, I really blew it here. Okay. Is that what I wanted? To do, user to select, to do to recommend, user not to select, to do to select. Alright. Hey! We're good. Still green. Alright, has many spec. What have we got here? Cool. Let's see, struct args. So insert to do's args. It's going to be a struct with these two. That feels about right. What's next? Down here. Great. Cool. We're so close. Alright. I want to call this insert taggings args. These three. You know what I should do is... whatever. Like, you can't do, like, really freewheel instruct literals here. Or just, like, unnamed structs that just have exactly the specific fields. That may be something that's, like, pretty close to a tuple. Alright, this wants to be execute with struct args. And the last one... Insert to-dos args gets struct user ID. Wait, I think I can just do .id here, can't I? Oh, so close. There. Great. Okay, what are these about? Ugh, two more. I got ahead of myself. Oh, you know what? I can just, like... What am I doing? Does this work? I always forget what is and is not allowed. Alright, what's left? This last one. With struct args, count args gets a struct of IDs. And... these three. Okay, let's see if this runs. No! Non-literal element. Dang. Alright, same thing here. Ugh, commas. Attempt a subscript and non-array. Oh man, I think I gotta... I get that pretty often, huh? I'm describing a type instead of like a storage, a value of that type. Great! Do I have any more executes? Just in a compiler error where this doesn't have any dependency on anything and it's all gone. I love it. Okay. So I can say... Let me like check to make sure I'm not doing anything nonsensical here, but I think it's fine. Yeah, this feels great. I am a huge fan of all of this that I can see. Yep. Replace the last lingering execute calls with execute with struct args. Alright, now the last thing to do is in module and Postgres delete all of these. And this. Make sure we still build. Uh-oh. Huh? Whew! I overdid it. Yeah. Got rid of empty args when I shouldn't have. And here, get rid of that much. Ah, right. Yeah, this function is still wild, but I think it's fine. Okay, okay. I think I feel pretty good about this. What do we look like in here? A lot of query building code. Uh-oh. Okay, all my specs generate 5,000 lines of this. It's a lot. It's a lot. But it's not, I don't know, maybe it's not so bad. What's my production stuff look like? Not so bad. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. Okay. Now it's just deletion, deletion, delete dead code. And now I can do the rename, and then like everything is gonna be so fresh. '81 execute with struct args is becoming executes. Whew. Feels good. Feels good. And send query with struct args. Let's call send query. It's just one file, but still feels nice. Still green. Rename execute with struct args to execute. All right, so I think we're like nearly done here with the the initial project here was nullable Postgres columns. But it was sort of like, and really, which we got there from a good story from mutative requests. And I think now we can actually do in this one line, we might like fix all our problems. So if I spin up this request, what do we look like? Not quite right. Type on in string, type given a pointer to a string. Oh yeah, because this also needs to be a string pointer. What have we got down here? To-dos controller, line 72. Great. And what, this just comes in as like a string, right? Our params. Yeah, okay. So this wants to be like null. This wants to be like that. Hey! Our web server's back. We can hit some users, we can hit some to-dos. I can look at a specific to-do, and that looks all wrong. I think that's a pointer. I think we're printing out, but I think I can fix that. What do I get, like on show? Where do I show completed at? Completed, and let's do like that. Yeah! Okay, this feels pretty good. Wow, this was so much work for so little. Okay, so now let's set completed at to an empty string. This is on 263, and what have we done? We got a 200 okay. And here we get not completed, and now if we set it to something, I don't know, January 1st, 2021. Bad gateway. What do we get wrong here? I guess it's kind of hard to see. Maybe I'll pull up the logs over here. Alright, we have logs. I'm gonna hit the patch. Oh, hello. I respond to Kevin. That's close enough. Oh, we got a 200 okay. What do we get? Completed. Now if I change this back to an empty string, what do we get? Get not completed. And if I change this back to a date, I get completed. Okay, cool. So I just did like a week of work to allow these changes to exist. Feels great. Feels great. It's nullable. Check it out. The string is now a star string, and the database understands it. Great. Okay, support nullable completed at field. And I'm just gonna you know what? I'm gonna feel like I'm going to do the GitHub thing. I want my GitHub to know. I want this to be reflected. I don't know why I want to do this in GitHub, but I feel like this is the right way to merge my code. Zulf, have you designed a dog walking app yet? Want a pair on it? It could be a fun J stream. Oh man, I can't even spell. Okay. I sure did a lot of comments. How big is this? Only 800. Man, this is like maybe more of a thinking PR than a... Yeah, I remember writing those things up. Okay, cool. To begin with, this all feels like exactly the code that I meant to write. There's some ominous sounds happening outside my window. Ooh, I know what I wanted to check. I was gonna look in here and see what this looked like. Like, how big is this file? Oh, that's not that big. Yeah. That's fine. It's a tiny app. But I still have more app code than I have generated code. Okay, this all feels like predictable and kind of uninteresting. I think I'm just gonna merge it. Oops. Merge it. Great. And one last test. Does this still work? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. Whew. What do I want to do next? Basically, that's done. This is not happening. Did I do anything else here? No, no, no. Oh, this is no longer needed. I don't know if I'm going to do that. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. Or is now like trivial. This is done. That's not. That's not. This is done. This is hard. Haven't thought about that. No, 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 no. Okay, there's still so much to do. This is kind of done though, right? Basically. Because in here, I think that this pattern basically says like only allow this request param through, which feels nice. That feels good. Trying to think if I have it in me to do any more. I think I might sign off for a bit. Take a pause. Feel pretty good about shipping some code though. You know, I've got like one mutative request happening. I'm parsing JSON. Yeah, I think I'm gonna sign off for a bit. Good stream, everybody. Oh wow, Twitch says I have 5 viewers. This might be an all-time high. Well, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.